Alrighty, everybody. Welcome to episode 9 of Dealbox Daily. This is your host, Jonathan Alvarado, and I'm joined today by my co-host, Brendan McShane. Say hello, Brendan.
How's it going?
And our featured guest, Taylor Wallace from Total Network Services. Say hello, Taylor.
Hey guys, what's going on?
Today, we are journeying into episode 9 of Dealbox Daily, where we cover all things fintech, digital assets, blockchain, of course. If you're an investor joining us, we dive into best practices for alternative investments. If you're an entrepreneur, best practices for all things private placements. We dive into many, many other things. Where you can find this is on all live streaming platforms, our podcast channels, which will be down below in the comments, and our blog as well. Without further ado, I'm excited to hand things over to my co-host, Brendan McShane, for episode 9 of Dealbox Daily. Take it away, Brendan.
Thank you. Start today. Let's go over the market cap. It is down 4.8% at 1.86 trillion. The trading volume is at 124 million. And Bitcoin still has 45% market dominance. The price is at $44,000. Ethereum is at 3K and Doge is at 26 cents. All good things I've been seeing over the past few days. Jumping into the first one here, Messi receives large number of crypto fan tokens as part of his PSG package. So the PSG coins, PSG tokens are blockchain-based digital assets powered by crypto startup Socios.com. The startup generates a finite supply of PSG tokens, which gives fans a right to vote on club-selected decisions. Over the past week, after he was signed, the trading volume has increased to nearly 300 million in the past 24 hours and 1.2 billion in the past week. Other platforms have also launched this, including Barcelona, Manchester City, and Arsenal. This is something new. I never heard of this before, but this is definitely going to give fans more chance to express how they want the clubs to be run, the decisions that are going to be made. It doesn't say specifically which decisions they can get voted on, but it gives the chance for the fans to participate more in the sports that they love to follow. And it's not currently in any American sports, but I think the team that can take it first would probably be the Green Bay Packers, since they're already a publicly traded team. It wouldn't be that hard for them to transition to something like this. And if you look at the coin, though, it actually has doubled in the past few days. So fans can even invest in their teams financially as well as on the field. What do you think about this, Taylor?
Yeah, I mean, it'd be interesting to see how much money Messi has now made in the past few days. I mean, I assume they gave him, probably half of them. No, from how much that guy is worth and how much money he makes, it's absolutely incredible what he was making, what he used to be making over at Barca. But yeah, the dude must have just come up so much on those tokens. I think it's pretty interesting. Each club has their own unique token I was seeing, and it seems like it's somewhat widely adopted in a lot of different clubs throughout Europe and maybe otherwise as well. But yeah, I think it's interesting that you can choose what banners go up in the entrance of the arena, or what color the seats are, and weird stuff like that. I think it's interesting. And yeah, I also like the fact that you can invest in your team. That's really cool.
Yeah. To the next one, Poly Network hacker returns nearly all funds, refuses 500K bounty, white hat bounty. So the hacker took $610 million from a cross-chain decentralized finance protocol, Poly Network, and has returned almost all the stolen funds by the project. I've been following this, and it has been a wild turn of events since Wednesday. First, he returned all the Poly Network funds, and then he held an MMA saying, okay, he asked me any questions about how I hacked it. And he said he did it for fun. He didn't even intend to use the money. He didn't care about it for the money. But a few factors have been going into this. Right after he hacked it, Poly Network basically just said, we blacklisted all the coins. We know exactly which ones you took. They're all traceable. And it might be part of the reason why he gave them all back, because he knew there's no way he'd be able to sell them on any market without getting tracked down by any pool agency. And this is a lot of money. It's more than $500 million he stole. The only thing he hasn't returned yet is the 33 million from Tether, which is still frozen. But it also, I think the big takeaway from this is knowing that it's really hard now to steal cryptocurrency coins and transfer them and hide them everything's public. Everyone can see it. And all of these entities are working together well and not allowing any of this to happen on their networks.
The flip side of that is you can be canceled. I mean, you can be shut down. I mean, that's something to consider. In this case, I think everyone would agree it was a good thing that he wasn't able to get away with hundreds of millions of dollars. But at the end of the day, his account was frozen. Just something to consider.
Yeah. Yeah. Even Poly Network. I mean, this is a big blow to them based on just network security. Like how much people are going to trust it if, you know, somebody can run away with $500 million like that. But anyway,
sorry, it was how much was the original amount that the hacker stole?
610 million.
Wow. Okay. From Poly Network.
It was a range of tokens, but it was Poly Network that he used. So it's Ethereum, Poly Network, Tether. So a few different currencies, but it was all through one exchange.
And like Poly Network, they essentially put a bounty out on this hacker, this anonymous hacker, to get that money back. Is that what's going on here?
I wouldn't call it a bounty. It was more of a blacklist because they knew exactly the address that took all of it and where all the money went to. And they kind of reached out to all of their partnerships and all the partners and exchanges and just told everyone, we're not accepting these coins. Anything from this wallet is being blocked.
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of just froze up all of the assets. So they couldn't do anything with them. It's like freezing a bank account.
Oh, well, that's kind of revolutionary. If you're able to get the address, it kind of means whoever takes money from whatever bank account is tracking that activity isn't going to be able to get access to those funds. I've never heard of anything like this. Pretty interesting.
Yeah, they could sell it to another private party, but everyone knows where those coins went and they can see it being moved from the hacker to the private party. So it's still blacklisted. Basically, the coins are valued as worthless once there's a stamp on it.
Yeah, it's always going to be in the immutable record, right? You're always going to see that where it came from, no matter what. So whoever has it, all you have to do is look a couple steps down the line and look where it came from. So no one's going to want to take that money at that point.
Super interesting. It says that he returned $258 million of the funds. And I think I heard you say it was somewhere around 700, Brendan.
No. So this was posted an hour ago. He actually just gave it all back.
Wow.
He gave it all back in chunks.
There you have it. Okay. It's a lot like paying your taxes back. I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Great inclusion, Brendan.
Thank you. That's something we've been seeing as a trend the past few episodes. Oscar Mayer is auctioning a 10-pack of Dogecoin-themed hot dogs. Proceeds go to Hunger Relief Charity. They are the Hot Doge Wieners. And we can see here it's being listed on eBay. Bit of an older market to throw on a newer concept, but someone's willing to already pay $13,000 for it, and they're just hopping on that wave of Axe body spray, BK dog treats, and I think they're just going to continue. This is just every week we're going to see something new. All these older companies that are not as popular are just doing this for pure market publicity, and they will continue to because it makes headlines.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for when this shows up on that show Pawn Stars. It's going to show that one someone's going to come in with their Doge Axe body spray and their 10-pack of Oscar Mayer wiener hot dogs and sell their Doge collection. I mean, that's really what it is, which is pretty cool. It's a moment in history, and people are still capitalizing on it. Eventually, I think all right, everybody does that, but it's still fun. It's still fun. I want them.
Well, I'll tell you what, this is certainly going to be the YouTube thumbnail for this video, folks, because this is just, I mean, wow. If you're a crypto head tuning in and you're going to have some kind of cookout this summer, maybe this weekend, this is definitely the pack of hot dog wieners to get.
Yeah, we definitely endorse these.
That being said, I'm thinking the buns look more like the Doge. So really someone's got to come out with the buns to match.
I'm trying to think here. Yeah.
Yeah, Wonder Bread might take
Wonder Bread's making a comeback.
Oh,
Wonder Bread's making a comeback, bro. Wonder Bread making a comeback. Yeah.
wow. Okay. Well, yeah, we'll definitely need to tag Wonder Bread in the distribution of this because that's just fantastic. You both thought of it at the same time.
Because that would be the one. Like they're the one that would do this.
That's the blockbuster of the bread space. Come on. Yeah.
All right. Number 4, Brendan, what do you got for us?
All right. Tory Lanez says he sold 1 million copies of his NFT album in under 1 minute. They shared it in a video online. It's a bit of profanity, so we're not going to read it off. But basically, all sold in 57 seconds, and he sold them all for $1. I know, Taylor, you had some interesting thoughts about how this whole launch went off and what it's going to mean.
Yeah. I mean, okay, let's be realistic. It says 57 seconds. You didn't sell 1 million NFTs in 57 seconds. They did a pre-order, if you look into it, and they probably cleared the funds in 57 seconds. But it's a very good marketing play. I mean, props to the guy. They did great. If you also look into it, this is the launch of a new NFT platform called ENFT. And that platform isn't even up and running yet. So all they actually have done so far is done a pre-sale of this NFT. And so he was able to make headlines, which he successfully has over the past 24 hours, saying that he sold 1 million copies of an NFT within under 60 seconds, which is a bit misleading. And of course, that doesn't mean that 1 million people bought the NFT. It means that 1 million of them were purchased, which I'm sure ENFT had, if I were to guess, something to do with, all those NFTs being purchased so that they could have the kind of flashpoint and have it all aim at their new platform. So it's a great marketing play, great PR move. I mean, shoot, the guy I'm sure still made probably next to $1 million off the deal, maybe a little bit less. So,
how does that work? How do you sell 1 million copies? Like, who's going to be dumb enough to believe that?
Well, it's not that he didn't do it. He did do it.
Did he really?
Yeah. So I'm sure he did do it. What I'm saying is that one person could have bought 150,000 of them because they're $1 each, right? So you're only paying.
All right.
And so what I'm saying is a part of, just think of it as ENFT paying their marketing.
You didn't have 1 million buyers. You had 1 million copies sold.
You had 1 million copies probably bought by a few thousand people. That's my guess. That's what I'm guessing. So, I think it's a good strategy. I think where it's a little gimmicky is when he gets on the video and he says, I'm excited, but I'm more excited for you because you guys are going to take these and resell them and make tons of money. You're going to make so much money. I'm like, but you just came out with 1 million of these NFTs. How much actual value is going to be held in an NFT sold for $1 when there's 1 million in circulation? Not sure how much the demand is going to be there. Maybe someone will, if at the best they 10x their money. I can't imagine that happening. And then they make $10 or, $9 or whatever. I don't think people are going to make very much ton of money on it. Maybe there's somebody who bought 500,000 copies of it and they're just going to go off selling tons of them and they make a little bit of a profit. Maybe they do, but it's definitely not a I'm trying to spread the wealth to my fans, because we're still talking about a small percentage of people who bought a large quantity. So it's still a bit gimmicky. It's obviously pretty well planned out, but hey, it's an exciting moment for NFTs. It's exciting that it's in the headlines, and it's exciting that other entertainment figures are seeing this as a viable option. That part of it I love. I think it's great. But in order for it to be a real, I think, stable economic market, it has to abide by certain economic principles. The reason why NFTs had the craze that they had was because they're called non-fungible tokens, and non-fungible just means that one isn't like the rest. There's not just 1 million of them, which in this case, there are 1 million of them. So I think he went and took an NFT and kind of stretched it to the limits of what it could possibly, do. And I don't know if we'll see that repeated by him a bunch more times, but it's we'll see what happens. I think it's fun, but yeah, maybe
great synopsis there for our audience who may not even know yet what an NFT is. I want to invite everybody to follow Digital Names on social media. We'll include their profile and their handles in the comments below. Take a look at that to get more up to speed on everything that's happening in this exciting world. Great inclusion, Brendan.
Thank you for that. And lastly, Uniswap has now generated over 1 billion in fees to provide liquidity, and they are currently the #1 fee generating platform on Ethereum, but Axie Infinity is coming up. In the past month, Axie had $308 million in fees, which is averaging $10 million a day. So if they are honestly able to keep that rate, they will pass Uniswap. This game has just exploded. I know the servers have gone nuts and people can't even get on it anymore. But I think it's great to see that these platforms are coming up and making money, just building DeFi networks, and it's obviously super profitable. And we'll love to see to keep following this story of Axie and Uniswap. So let's see how long it actually takes for Axie to pass Uniswap and the total network of fees.
Sure. Brandon, really quickly, when it says in fees for liquidity providers, are we talking about private equity liquidity platforms like T0, which is a platform that's partnered with Dealbox? What specifically are we talking about here?
Yeah, so it's more of a liquidity for cryptocurrencies. They have pool.
Oh, okay. Specific to crypto, not private, not PE or anything like that.
So if you want to transfer between any currencies, you can get it instantly instead of having to waiting for another buyer to come. Like, they have pools that trading doesn't feel like a problem. It's frictionless.
It's they're all based on Ethereum. So there's many companies who have created their coins or their tokens on Ethereum. And so that's why they're able to do this with the speed that they do, because they're all on the Ethereum network. So you can trade these in for Ethereum, for example, or trade between tokens.
Yeah, absolutely. Understood. Well, folks, there you have it. That's article number 5 for you today on this episode's Fast 5. I want to quickly queue up our next episode. Brendan, if maybe you could jump over to the date and time. We will be back tomorrow at 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Again, links to all these articles will be in the description below this video and in the comments if you're looking on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, online. I'm John Alvarado. Thank you for joining us, and we'll catch you tomorrow.